Kyrie Irving is a name that echoes throughout the basketball world, not just because of his championship runs, clutch performances, or controversial moments, but because of the sheer artistry he brings to the game. From the moment he entered the NBA as the first overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft, it was clear that Kyrie had something special, an uncanny ability to manipulate the basketball like it was an extension of his own body. This has led to many fans, analysts, and even players themselves labeling him as the most skilled player in NBA history. But what makes Kyrie so special? What sets him apart from the many other talented players in the league? Kyrie Irving's ball handling is arguably the best in the history of basketball. His ability to manipulate the basketball in a way that consistently confuses, frustrates, and breaks down even the league's best defenders is unprecedented. According to NBA tracking data, Irving's isolation scoring efficiency places him among the top 1% of NBA players. During the 2020-2021 season, Kyrie averaged 1.14 points per possession in isolation situations, a stat that highlights how deadly his handles are in one-on-one situations. Watching Kyrie dribble is like watching an artist paint. It's smooth, creative, and mesmerizing. Often, he's compared to ball-handling legends like Allen Iverson, but what sets him apart is the precision of his moves, combined with their effectiveness. Every crossover, spin, and hesitation is carefully calculated to either create space or completely dismantle the defender. Kyrie doesn't rely on predetermined moves. Instead, he reacts to his defender in real time, which makes him one of the hardest players to guard in the league. Take his famous duel against Steph Curry in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals, for instance. Throughout the game, Irving was constantly getting past Curry, often using his elite handles to create just enough space to make key plays. That final moment, the three-pointer that sealed the Cavaliers' victory, was built on a simple crossover. This wasn't just a random move, but the product of years of refining a skill set that combines both the flair and practicality of elite dribbling. Furthermore, Kyrie's ball handling isn't just about the flash, it's about efficiency. He averages just 2.4 turnovers per game across his career, which is incredibly low for someone who controls the ball as much as he does. In the 2021-2022 season, despite playing fewer games, Kyrie maintained a 3.21 assist-to-turnover ratio, demonstrating that his elite handling leads directly to offensive production, not unnecessary turnovers. Kyrie's scoring arsenal is nearly limitless, and that's where his skill truly shines. With a career average of 23.5 points per game, Kyrie is more than just a high-volume scorer. He's one of the most efficient and versatile scorers in the league. During the 2020-2021 season, Kyrie became part of the illustrious 50-40-90 club, finishing with shooting splits of 50.6% from the field, 40.2% from three-point range, and 92.2% from the free throw line. This level of efficiency, especially from a guard, is a rare feat in NBA history. Over the past 5 seasons, Kyrie has shot over 40% from beyond the arc. Unlike many great shooters who primarily rely on catch-and-shoot situations, Kyrie creates the majority of his threes off the dribble. According to NBA.com's tracking data, nearly 70% of Kyrie's made three-pointers are unassisted, meaning he's not relying on teammates to set him up for easy shots. This is a testament to his ability to create his own shot from distance, a skill few players in history can claim. While analytics have encouraged many players to ditch the mid-range shot, Kyrie thrives in this area. His mid-range efficiency ranks among the best in the league, often hovering around 50%. His pull-up jumper, which he frequently uses after a series of dribbles, is nearly impossible to defend. For example, during the 2019-2020 season, Kyrie shot 51.4% on pull-up mid-range jumpers, a number that far exceeds the league average of around 41% for similar shots. Despite being just 6'2" and lacking the sheer athleticism of players like Russell Westbrook or Derrick Rose in their prime, Kyrie is one of the best finishers in the NBA. His career field goal percentage in the restricted area is over 60%, which puts him on par with much larger and more athletic players. What makes Kyrie special, though, is the variety and creativity in his finishes. He uses spins, finger rolls, floaters, and reverse layups to evade shot blockers. His ambidextrous finishing ability is also elite. He's equally comfortable finishing with either hand. According to Synergy Sports, Kyrie finishes at a 67% clip when driving to his left and 61% when driving to his right, highlighting his versatility around around the basket. While Kyrie's handles and scoring are often the focus, his footwork deserves just as much attention. Kyrie has some of the most impeccable footwork in the NBA, allowing him to stop on a dime, change directions seamlessly, and create separation from defenders. Whether it's in isolation, coming off a screen, or finishing around the rim, Kyrie's footwork is a critical part of his offensive toolkit. His Euro step is a prime example of how he uses footwork to evade defenders. Irving's ability to time his steps, alter his speed, and finish at the rim makes his Euro step one of the most effective in the league. According to NBA tracking data, Kyrie converts 75% of his layups after using the Euro step, a number that rivals even James Harden, who popularized the move. His step-back jumper, another product of elite footwork, is deadly from both mid-range and three-point distances. The mechanics Kyrie uses, planting his feet and pushing off with precision, create the separation needed to get his shot off cleanly, regardless of defensive pressure. During the 2018-2019 season, he averaged 1.25 points per possession on step-back jumpers, ranking in the 93rd percentile among all NBA players. Beyond specific moves, Kyrie's overall creativity is what makes him such a difficult player to guard. He's constantly improvising, finding new ways to attack defenders with combinations of dribbles, footwork, and finishes that seem improvised in the moment. His highlight reels are filled with jaw-dropping plays where he seemingly invents new moves in real time. When the game is on the line, few players have delivered as consistently as Kyrie Irving. We've already discussed his iconic three-pointer in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals, but that's just one moment in a long list of clutch performances. Since entering the league, Kyrie has developed a reputation for being one of the most reliable closers in the NBA. Over his career, he has shot over 45% in the final 5 minutes of games when the score is within 5 points, a metric commonly used to measure a player's effectiveness in clutch moments. During the 2016-2017 season, Kyrie ranked third in the NBA in clutch scoring, averaging 3.8 points per game in those situations, while shooting 47% from the field and 42% from three-point range. In terms of game-winning shots, Kyrie has already compiled an impressive resume. His ability to create his own shot and his composure under pressure makes him the go-to option in tight games. Across his career, he has hit 7 game-winning shots within the final 10 seconds of a game. His combination of mental toughness, skill, and confidence makes him one of the deadliest clutch performers in NBA history. While Kyrie Irving is often celebrated for his scoring, his basketball IQ and playmaking abilities are just as impressive. Many critics have labeled him as more of a scorer than a true point guard, but that label doesn't fully capture his ability to read defenses and create opportunities for his teammates. For instance, during the 2020-2021 season with the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie averaged 6 assists per game, even while sharing ball handling duties with James Harden. According to NBA tracking data, he created 12.5 points per game via assists, which ranked him in the top 25 in the league. His vision, especially in the pick and roll, allows him to create easy buckets for his big men, and his ability to penetrate the defense consistently leads to open looks for shooters. Additionally, Kyrie's ability to control the tempo of the game is another aspect of his basketball IQ. He knows when to push the pace in transition and when to slow things down in the half court, making him incredibly difficult to scheme against. He's always thinking several steps ahead, adjusting his moves to counter how the defense is playing him. Kyrie Irving's influence on the NBA goes beyond stats and highlights. He's changed the way the game is played at the guard position, inspiring a new generation of players who want to emulate his style. His focus on perfecting the technical aspects of basketball, whether it's ball handling, shooting, or footwork, has set a new standard for what's expected from elite guards. Many young players, like Trae Young and Darius Garland, have openly cited Kyrie as an inspiration for their games. They've tried to replicate his handles, shooting ability, and finishing creativity. His impact on basketball culture is undeniable. Kyrie isn't just another great player. He's a trendsetter who's changed the way people approach the game. In terms of legacy, Kyrie Irving's resume is already filled with accolades that put him among the game's greats. He's a 7-time NBA All-Star, an NBA champion, and an All-NBA team member. His ability to elevate his game in the biggest moments, combined with his otherworldly skills, has made him one of the most respected and feared players in the league. But more than anything, it's his skill that defines his legacy. When you talk about the most skilled players in NBA history, names like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Hakeem Olajuwon come to mind, but Kyrie Irving's name belongs right there with them. The combination combination of ball handling, scoring, shooting, footwork, and clutch performances makes him a player that will be remembered for decades to come. In a league filled with talent, Kyrie Irving stands out as a player whose game is built on pure skill. His handles, his scoring versatility, his footwork, and his basketball IQ all combine to create a player that is not only one of the best of his generation, but one of the most skilled in NBA history. Kyrie's ability to control every facet of the game is something rarely seen, and his performances have already secured his place among the NBA's all-time greats. Whether you love him or hate him, Kyrie Irving's brilliance on the court is undeniable. His creativity and technical precision have forever changed the guard position, and while there have been many great players in NBA history, few can match the sheer artistry that Kyrie brings to the game. His impact on the sport, both on and off the court, will be felt for years to come, and his legacy as one of the most skilled players of all time is already cemented. Now we know how great Kyrie Irving is. Another great NBA player is Steph Curry. So click here to find out why Steph Curry is the greatest point guard in NBA history.